but it became one of the most famous episodes in Gaelic football. Two men involved in the saga now look back with us on those extraordinary events in the summer of '91.
It's 4 matches, but when going back in memory, it seems like it was all a big one-long match. And the incidents are immense, from PJ Gillick's last gap effort that hopped and popped over the bar, all the way through to penalties, injuries, clashes, and obviously the Kevin Foley goal.
My fondest memory of it would have been the atmosphere of the day. I mean, it was just, or the 4 days, it was just absolutely colossal. I mean, packed houses, both Meath and Dublin neighbouring. It was like probably an old farm derby over in Scotland. But I mean, in games like that, you had blood, sweat, tension. It was everything in it. I don't know if the quality of football was good, but I'm sure no one left too early.
Gillick kicking, down is in there, and it's hopped high and it's hopped over the bar. They're level.
People forget it was actually a first round competition. It wasn't like a semi-final or a Leinster final. It was actually the first round. And I think we started on June the 9th and finished in the middle of July, and it was absolutely, I mean, there was other teams knocked out in May and we were still going in it, you know what I mean?
I think for the season we ended up playing 10 matches.
10 matches, yeah.
In the championship. It's safe to say Kerry probably won 2 or 3 All-Irelands in their day with it. You know, we'd played 10 matches, and unfortunately our luck ran out against Down.
Yes, yeah. I mean, obviously it wasn't the first time that Dublin and Meath had met. Like, I mean, we were going since 87, 88, 89, 90 and so on. And the amazing thing about it is that you'd have your team meetings and everything, and like the managers would stand up and try to look at your opposition weaknesses. I mean, every player knew one so well, like, you know, and like, you know, it was actually a bit ridiculous at some stage going into team meetings and talking about tactics, and because we all knew the Flynns, we all knew the O'Rourkes, we all knew the Lionses, and I think both teams knew one another inside out. And I think that was probably the beauty of it, that a lot of the supporters in both camps knew that it'd be one on the pitch, was never going to be one on the sideline in a sense, and that was the great thing about it, that you had 30 guys out there giving their heart, wasn't it? It was, I mean, there was some fabulous tackling going on there, and
there's
some knocks and bruises.
There's one particular one, I think you might remember it, with yourself and Eamon. Colin was coming down the middle and he might have stumbled. I think the tree has tried to keep him up at the same time.
Tried to catch him because he had bad knees at that time. Colin had bad knees, and himself in here, he tried to keep him up.
That's right,
the whole, because there was definitely a score on that stage.
It was very nice. But I remember Colin coming off, and he's lying down, actually just there on the sideline, and Sean was going to bring on another sub, and somebody famously said, "It's okay, Sean, I think he's coming round." And he came back on the pitch, and he played his part amazingly afterwards. So
I remember whispering to Heary, we'll have to do it better and harder. We'll have to dig a hole.
I think you'd have to bring out shovels if you're going to hit him any harder than you did that day. But it was all part of the game and totally acceptable. And the nice part about playing with Dublin at that stage is that no matter what kind of a game we had, there was still
great respect
after the match. You know, you knew that there was none of that separation after the match. I think the supporters thought we hated each other's guts, which would be quite strong. We certainly wanted to beat, and
both teams wanted to win, and like you know, probably that's what's missing today in these rounds of championship over the last couple of years. Like in air games, I'm without any doubt, I'm not saying the quality of football was good, but what you had was sheer passion. We were 8 minutes ago, we were 3 points up, and obviously you got the penalty, and I think if you had scored, we would have went 6 points up. Again, you don't know, would that have been enough for us? Taking the penalty itself, it's amazing. Like, there would have been 8,000 to 10,000 people behind the canal end, probably 15 guys behind me. At least 10 of them would have been Meath players. Mick Lyons beside me, Tommy Howard beside me. So all of a sudden, like, the goal gets smaller and smaller, so the target would be getting really hard to hit. Struck it well, but unfortunately it didn't go in.
As you can remember, I suppose the time Mick took every step with you up to the ball,
Yes.
trying to direct you which way to go.
Yeah.
But
well, he's done a couple of years in the traffic corps, didn't he? In all fairness to him.
he'd be good at directing traffic. There's no doubt about it. But
Well, I was going to take it with my left foot. Unfortunately, the two closest men to me were Mick Lyons and Tommy Howard. So, I mean, I don't know how the referee didn't see it.
Holding off the challenge there of Vinnie Murphy. Two strong men in opposition. Nice pass played inside very quickly by Matty McCabe to Liam Harnan. They're trying to organise a late scoring opportunity. Meath needing a goal to carry the match into extra time yet again.
Palmorcas fouled, put the ball out to me. I waited. Kevin Foley made his first ever venture up to the forward line in his career. I put the ball into Kevin. Kevin put it to PJ. PJ to Tommy. Tommy to Colin. Colin back to Tommy. And there's Kevin Foley there 2 yards from the goal. And as he says himself, he's deadly from 2 yards out, you know.
I wonder where the Dublin defence was.
We often
we were watching you, were we?
We can never figure it out because you seem to have gone completely static at that stage. I think that I know they may have felt that the game was won or something like that, or just exhaustion, but it just seemed that the only people seemed to be moving were the Meath players. The ball was kicked out after the goal and Liam Hayes went up and took it out of the clouds, and fair play to him, and he came down the Hogan stand and looked up and popped it into PJ. And it seemed to be like a 2-on-1 between himself and PJ. I don't know
I was actually in between the two of you.
I knew I was never going to carry it in towards the goals, although I don't think there was anybody in front of me, but I said that I have to get rid of this now because I would have got eaten up, and it went over the bar. And Charlie was taken off in the last 10 minutes of the last match, and you'd no recognised Keith.
Yes,
kicker, and you actually got a free after I got the last point, and Jack Sheedy had to go up, and it was a good 55-yarder.
Yes,
and I know Charlie would have probably stuck it over the bar.
It was breakfast to Charlie.
Yeah, but unfortunately, well, and Jack, fair play to him, had to have a go at it. But if Charlie had been still on.
And the two sets of supporters are absolutely brilliant over the 4 days. I mean, there's absolutely massive respect between the two counties. I mean, any time any team got a score, I mean, the place used to go alight. It was absolutely amazing, and the atmosphere down on the pitch was absolutely
well, they're bigger than All-Ireland days. I used to feel as regards atmosphere, you know, you find in All-Ireland days there's support from all over the country.
The country is there
in Croke Park. For Meath and Dublin, it's Meath and Dublin.
And that's it. And we took it over for a day.
Sure.
And this actually, we took it over for a month and a half.
Yeah, the incredible thing is Wicklow should have beaten Meath the next day out. Remember that one? Yes, then go back again to Croke Park and find out.
Great move. Take him on, Richie. It's a goal! Yes! Well done, Trevor.
To be quite honest with you, we had as much possession as Meath had, and the difference between the two teams is that we didn't take their scores, Meath did. And I think we dominated midfield for long periods in the second half, but we just couldn't score. I think we had 6 or 7 wides, and that's the difference. When you play on big occasions like this, it's what's on the scoreboard that counts. And disappointing from a Dublin point of view, because over previous years we didn't have as much possessions as we had in previous years, and today we had our fair share of it.
There's no doubt about it. Like, Dublin wasted tremendous opportunities to score and easy points. Sometimes going for goals when they should have went for the points, and they would have easily caught up with us. But I thought we held our task very well, and we always said about Dublin, if we get to score goals, we can beat Dublin if we get. And we got 2 goals, and the first goal was very important because it was the difference for the first 30-40 minutes, and the second goal was a cracker. We took our scores, Dublin didn't. It was classic encounter, it was great.
And was always catch up at that stage.
Basically, yeah, and as I say, we stood back a lot in the second half and let Dublin come at us, and they ran out of ideas and kicked horrible wides, and you can't do that in the Leinster final.
No, for sure. Analysis of that game coming up shortly, and our man of the match select.